What is going on, guys? This is Michael Williams from Cartoon Universe. Change your mind happened. We've all seen the light, and it was a good episode. It was fun. It was fast. If we're keeping it a buck, it was kind of rushed, but it was a lot of fan service, and I enjoyed it regardless. Regardless of how you felt about the episode itself, we can maybe talk about that later, possibly. Everything was pretty much concluded for the most part. There didn't seem to be too many loose ends on the surface level. It felt very conclusive thematically, musically, the parallels, everything really felt like this was the end of the entire series. And while we don't technically have a 100% concrete proof of season 6, we're getting a season 6. It's pretty much guaranteed. Right now we have the movie in line for fall. Don't expect any episodes until then. Hard read. I don't think we're going to be seeing any Steven until that movie drops in the fall. So get ready for 8-9 months of desert for Steven Universe. But after that, we probably do have a season 6 because we know they're still recording episodes pretty regularly, and this probably is not pertaining to the movie. It doesn't seem like it is based off everything that's been going on. So if there is a season 6, which there probably is, what is there left to do? Well, there's actually a few tiny things that are pretty major, and some other stuff that's not super major. It's not necessarily necessary to dive into without it being a problem, but it would be nice to see regardless. So here's what I think is going to go down for Steven Universe Season 6, now that Change Your Mind is all done. First of all, I think we're going to get more about the future of Homeworld and all the colonies, because you got to remember, Homeworld was basically invading and colonizing innocent planets all across the entire universe. So we're probably going to have to dive into that a little bit. I would love to actually see sort of a space adventure show of some sort for this season, kind of going through different colonies, liberating everyone, working with Homeworld to fix what they've done, and really just starting Era 3, which I'm sure Steven and the rest of the Crystal Gems will be a big part of. And I think it'd be a good way to kind of change up the format of the show a little bit, but still keep the core cast of characters. And there'd probably be a little bit of filler here and there, but maybe now it wouldn't be towny filler. It would actually be spacey filler with other aliens and other planets and stuff. I think that'd actually be really fun and a really cool change of pace. And of course, we have to answer the question of what the hell is the chest in Lion's Mane? What is in it? How do you unlock it? I don't think Rebecca Sugar or the team would have left that open-ended. It seemed like they were really teasing it, especially in Lion 4 when Steven was literally trying to open the chest. They did not forget about the chest. I don't think they're just going to scrap the chest. It very much seems like something that they had in mind. So I don't think they're just going to abandon that. So maybe this will tie into something that will help with the other colonies, helping build Era 3, or maybe it ties into the Steven Universe movie. Maybe we're not even getting a season 6. Maybe everything will be done in the movie itself, and that is obviously the next thing that we need to be addressed is the movie, which is more so for promotional material, not necessarily based on the show itself. Not a loose end. It's basically its own standalone thing, I'm assuming. I'm assuming it's not going to have anything to do with the overarching plot, but you never know. We don't know what's up with that gem, that laughing heart gem. Could be a leftover Homeworld soldier that still wants things to be the way they used to be. It could be some just crazy psychopath. I don't know. So those are the three main things I think really need to be covered to make it so there's no real loose ends. Everything else is pretty much satisfying, although there are other little things that would be nice to see to really get a lot of closure. For starters, we still don't know much about Pearl's origins. She's the only character we don't really know much about as far as the main cast of Crystal Gems. Did she really belong to White Diamond? Most signs are still pointing to yes, almost definitely, especially since we definitely know for sure that Pink Pearl was under the control of White Diamond. It seems like our Pearl was originally White Diamond's Pearl. So we definitely need to dive into that. We need to get that 100% confirmed. Would also love to see Jasper's integration into the crew now that she's not corrupted and she seems to be chilling out. So I would love to see her relationships, how she's mended her relationships with the team, with Lapis and whatnot. You know, that's definitely a conversation I think we should see for closure for Jasper's arc, because I feel like just leaving it at, oh, she's uncorrupted, it's a little disappointing. Then we have Lars and Sadie having a moment. They had a little bit of a moment and change of mind, but it wasn't anything too crazy. It was kind of lighthearted and it was mild. They didn't really like get a big hug or finally get that smooch. Well, I guess they smooched before, but they didn't get that, oh yeah, I'm finally back, everything's gonna be great, we're gonna be together now smooch, that I think most people were expecting. So we'd love to see their relationship and how that develops and how Lars is actually going to adjust to being on Earth and being basically immortal. Like, how is that even going to work? How is that relationship going to pan out if he literally pretty much cannot die? And speaking of adjusting, I would love to see how the newly uncorrupted gems and the off colors actually are going to adjust to Earth. Where are they going to live? Are they going to be registered with the government, get driver's license? Like, how is this going to work? What's that transition like now that they're finally free? Are they going to go back to Homeworld? Did they leave with the diamonds on the ship now that everything's chill and fine? That seems unlikely since these were crystal gems initially, but who knows? And a big question is, who created the diamonds? Did they just kind of exist suddenly and they were just created by some unknown force, and it doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, none of us really know where we came from. We were just all kind of not here, and then we were just here all of a sudden. But was there another alien, maybe Sneeple, that created the diamonds in search of a greater purpose or something, and that's going to be the big bad of season 6? Definitely something I would like to explore, because White Diamond kind of talked about like she was created for a specific purpose. So if she's the end-all be-all of gems, then who created her? That's the question. And of course, I would love to see more fusions, more new forms. Steven finally get a form, and I would love to see some sort of time skip. Osterbox mentioned this from the roundtable for a long time. Slice of Otaku's also mentioned it. So this is something that has been tossed around for a bit, but I think if we're ever going to get a time skip, now is definitely the time to do it. But that's kind of just wishful thinking. It's not necessarily something that absolutely needs to happen to wrap everything up. But even though everything is mostly wrapped up and there's not too much to speculate about, there actually was a couple pieces of info that we're definitely going to talk about. Rebecca Sugar did a recent interview with Brazilian Cartoon Network. There were some interesting tidbits there. There's some not so interesting stuff. A lot of stuff got confirmed and changed your mind. But there was some stuff that I think is going to also come into play in the next season. And we also had a Reddit AMA, which also has some interesting tidbits that might come into play later that we have yet to really get confirmed. So if you're new here, you definitely want to subscribe, hit that notification bell, because you don't want to miss us covering that and theorizing about what all of it could possibly mean. But what do you guys think is going to happen with Steven Universe? Do you think it's just going to be the movie and it's going to end at that? Do you think there's going to be a 6th season, a 7th season? How long do you think this can really go? And do you really want it to go much longer now that most of the plot points are pretty much wrapped up? Definitely want to know what you think in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave it a like. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I've been Michael Williams. You've been watching Cartoon Universe, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.